XRP continues to surge and people are in panic. We're seeing everyone trying to buy XRP today. And guys, in today's video, we're going to talk about some ridiculous price predictions. As right now, we're seeing retail inflows and institutional inflows and interest at all-time highs for XRP as we just broke above a new all-time high. What we're going to talk about in this video is $1,000 per XRP token. It sounds like absolute insanity on this day in July of 2025, but let's look at some of the things that could potentially happen that can push XRP to numbers that people could never imagine. Now, remember, as always, never financial advice, just trying to put you guys on the plays that I'm in. If you're new around here, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing to the channel. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm so excited because the market is finally looking like it's ready for altcoin season. Ethereum above 3,600, but XRP, guys, absolutely massive run up 18% on the day, up 40% on the week, and things are finally looking up for this $200 billion value token. And can we see a $2 trillion valuation, which takes it to $35? Could we see 20 trillion? Could we see inflows like never before? Let's go ahead and talk about it in today's video. So first and foremost, XRP soars 15% as lawmakers back pro-crypto legislation BTC at 119K. Bipartisan crypto votes on Capitol Hill triggered an XRP surge to record $3.60 on July 18th. XRP will likely benefit from the Clarity Act, which boosts CFTC oversight and could promote SEC to drop its appeal. US BTC spot ETFs eyed an 11-day inflow streak with net inflows of 799. Guys, 799 million, which is just insane. And we're talking billions of USD flowing into Bitcoin ETFs. And remember, right now we have next month where with this crypto reform and everything that is happening with what the Democrats voted for in favor and what the Senate voted for in favor, anti-CBDC, Genius Act and Clarity Act, we're seeing things like Patrick McHenry remarked the Clarity Act vote stating, massive bipartisan vote for the Clarity Act. We have real momentum behind the effort to build a regulatory framework for digital assets in the United States of America. XRP outlook, SEC appeal, and ETF headlines. Those are the two major things that right now are getting people hyped. With the new bills now going into law being signed by Donald Trump, this is going to mean that the overseer of cryptocurrencies is no longer going to be SEC focused, but instead CFTC. Meaning the switch from securities to now commodities, this could potentially completely wipe out anything to do with XRP in the SEC's history and a brand new slate, which opens up the door for billions of humans to start putting their money into this ETF, specifically here in the United States of America, North America alike, and even globally. Now, this is going to get interesting because right now we are looking like the market is strong. GDP is strong, everything else is looking good, and most importantly, guys, the XRP chart. This is the teller of all signs, and that is this all-time high after all-time high for XRP token. Remember, if you've been accumulating since 25 cents, a lot of people were saying it's never going to $1. When it went to $1, a lot of people were saying it's going to zero. No way it goes to $2. But this year alone, since Q4 24 all the way through 2025, we have seen nothing from going 50 cents, $1, $1.50, $2, $2.50, $3. We went to $3.39 all-time high, retraced all the way back down to $1.60, and now making a new all-time high as the market rallies. So remember, there's always a link down below for BTCC. If you want to support the channel and support your pockets, check out the link down below. Up to $10,000 for you XRP traders. XRP USDT pairs are all welcome. Regardless of where you are in the world, BTCC will have your back, and you can trade on this exchange. Yes, it has centralized exchange components, but no KYC requirement. Let's take it to Benjamin Cohen, and this is where the things get interesting for the $1,000. Again, $1,000 per XRP coin. Again, a lot of people in the comments might call me ludicrous, but let me give you guys my take. Once again, alt BTC pairs put in a new low in June, similar to 2022, 2023, and 2024. While I think ETH BTC has bottomed for this cycle, I think there's going to be a lot of altcoins and alt BTC that can go lower to the rest of this year. But what's interesting about these remarks that Benjamin was making, again, someone that's pretty prominent in the space, at least he's been around a lot longer than I have for many, many cycles, and he's really strong with his technical analysis. This does not apply to every altcoin. Some altcoins like XRP showed their double bottom last year and likely won't put in new lows on their BTC pairs this cycle, meaning he thinks we have clear runway for XRP to at least outperform BTC in the XRP BTC pairs. With that being said, what's the expectation for where BTC is going in 2025? Just by the end of this year, guys. We're expecting anywhere right now. This is what you would call conservative price predictions that people are putting in for BTC, anywhere between 200 to 250K by end of year. Okay, that's a 2x from here. So if XRP 2x from here, which by the way, it's atypical. Usually altcoins will outperform by multiples over. We could see XRP going to at least, if it just goes 2x, $7. But what I'm guessing is looking at it from a valuation perspective by market cap, we're at $211 billion today. Why couldn't XRP become a multi-trillion-dollar asset? Because it's going to be used in the SWIFT system. It's going to be used in the banking system. All the centralized banks are going to need some decentralized form to stay competitive in a decentralized world that we live in. So think China, think Russia, think US first even compared to everything else. This is going to open up the doors for big institutions. And if the ETFs go live, if we see similar ETF inflow like ETH has been seeing and BTC, guys, the floor and the top for XRP is unheard of. And that's why I don't want to put a $10 ceiling. I don't want to put a $50 ceiling. But at $1,000 per XRP, especially for those of you that got in at a quarter at 20 cents, 15 cents per coin, that's when you got to start looking at it as on the way up. If it never reaches 1,000, but it goes to even 50, 75, $100, you know you need to scalp your position back, take profits, and do something with that you want to. And that's the question. Where does retail put their money in crypto aside from XRP? It's the hottest retail top 50 cryptocurrency out there. So with that being said, especially here in the US and with all the regulatory oversight and the positive things that are impacting the market, I can easily see XRP, guys. I know this might sound ridiculous today, but I could see it being over a $40, $50 asset. And what's interesting is if you take it over to Twitter, I'm seeing these $1,000 targets being placed on XRP. That means retail is bullish. So you need to make sure you play it right. Don't make the mistake of waiting and waiting and waiting, but instead, as it goes up and your position continues to rise, you take profits on the way up. That's just how this market goes, and it works if you need the money. If you don't, and you're able to hold long term, a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year runway, as global liquidity continues to increase and money continues to print, that money needs to be put into investment assets. And XRP, well, it's a definitive winner. And we know that they have continuously worked to increase access, increase institutional adoption, and they're doing so at the forefront. And we're seeing why it's outperforming every other cryptocurrency amongst the top 20. So again, I appreciate your guys' support. It's been absolutely amazing watching the channel grow over the last few days. Again, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also, smash the like button on your way out. And there's also a link down below for DFlow. I mentioned BTCC. DFlow is also giving away some nice cars, by the way, for those of you that are traders. If as long as you can get on their leaderboard, of the top 500, I think get a free vehicle of your choice. There's a certain dollar amount that's capped at it. But hey, a free car is a free car if you ask me. Take advantage of it. Check it out down in the description. And until next time, as always, everybody, keep investing. Peace.